Hey yo, what is up guys, this is your boy Twa here, and this will be a video promised for the skill build on the 50 to 5 skill cap. So I'm going to show you guys what to do and how to actually progress within a skill build, what you need to prioritize, and why am I not just posting BNS trees, because you guys need to think. Like, I want you guys to be able to think about what do I prioritize and what situation and what do you guys need to get, because the BNS trees, they get ripped and whatever, and this way to me it seems a lot easier to show you guys on what to do. So let's get it popping. Now first off, let me just grab my skill book. There we go. And oh my god, I'm going to retain everything. All okay. So on Hongmoon level 50 or level 50 to 6, I have 48 skill points, and there's a few things that I want to show you guys. So first off, let me start off with the lightning build and the things that are really necessary. So here we go. That's one, that's two, that's three. I like that, but that's not necessary. Shadow dash, shadow drain. This is always a necessity. There we go. Every applied poison that you can possibly get. Iframes, the buff obviously. And with this, you have about everything that you will need for a lightning build. And this way you have 17 points left. Let me see if I am missing anything. Oh, there we go. Poison breath. Alright, so let me talk to you guys through on how I actually just think that this is the best for the lightning build for all of the necessary skills. So you take lightning pierce obviously to get the combo going on. Same goes for lightning rod, and for the damage you take hard stab into that as well. Those are the few necessary skills that you take into that. Obviously there are some skills that you want to have after this, but these are the prioritized skills straight away. Now as for any build, and either dark build or lightning build, you have to have all of the maximum set poisons. So here we go. Set landmine, poison breath, and shadow slash. And there's one thing that is actually missing, but that's only for the dark build, and that would be Hongmoon skill mist slash. But taking that into account, this is about everything that you need, aside from the extra going into hide, the extra iframes, and obviously the buff. Now what do you do with the extra 14 skill points? Let's say 13, because I'm going to make this Hongmoon skill level 5 plus 15. So here we go with some of the things that I tend to get. So for PvE, take 1 into this, take 2 into this for the remove status effect. It's amazing one. Even on PvP, it's amazing. Now you can just play around, because anything aside from this is not necessary. I would take this, and this would conclude my build. Or what people tend to get is this one. I don't like it because the shadow drain itself, I don't use it all that much into the bosses and everything. But some people really do enjoy the shadow drain extra. Moving out, lowering the cooldown. I honestly don't like it that much, but that's up to you guys. So with this, I have 9 skill points left that I can just put somewhere. So for some people, let's put it like this, and for some reason I like my sidestep left in terms of PvE as well. But these are less prioritized skills. Now you have 4 skill points left. You can play around with these. Alright, so that is it for the lightning build. Let's move on to a dark build. So once again, I'm going to reset the whole thing. There we go. All. And we're doing exactly the same. So first off, prioritize skills. When these are not prioritized, I'm taking this one. You could go for shadow drain, it's not necessary. So those are, let's see, okay, let me just put off those points, because those are not even necessary points. Smoke screen, I actually do like my smoke screen as a prioritized skill, because it gives you an iframe. But once again, it is not necessary, so you don't have to do it. Just take into account, even on a dark build, you will be having to use points into hard stab, and let's just see if we can work around it so we can manage to get everything popping off. So there we go. Am I missing something? Yeah, Hongmoon Decoy would be good, but in all cases, once again, not really that necessary. Alright, so once again, these are all the prioritized skills that you need on a dark build. Take into account we're taking 2 more points into Mist/Slash into the higher tier, because it readies Venom Pierce onto a critical hit. Reason why you want to have this, because you're having poison on the enemy always. That way you do more additional damage on your left mouse button skill, and when you crit your left mouse button, the Venom Pierce will give you another poison stack for whenever you need to. Like, this is a decent necessity if you want to stack poisons yourself and there's no other assassins with you. So that's one that you need. And take into account the left mouse or the right mouse button Hongmoon. This makes the dark build actually useful, because right now I think lightning build is more useful than the dark build because of these 2 Hongmoon skills. Now I have 16 points left once again. Let me see if I can play around it, see what the priorities actually are. So once again, you want to have a tab escape at the very least. I like my Shunpo for the resistance. I like my sidestep left. And now to see, what do I take? Well, let's go for an extra hide, because you never know where you might need this. You have points left to play around with, so keep in mind it's a -4, actually -5, so I have about 4 skill points left that I can distribute. -4, if I want to just keep something up, I may just want to go for this and let that be it. So that's a -4. But what you can also use, if you don't want to have this, you can go for this. You don't actually need the Shadow Dance left, but I tend to use it on Yeti a lot, because you need to be at certain places at certain times, and having that extra target range is actually pretty good to me. Priorities for me would be Hongmoon Decoy in some cases of PvE, because it is just good. But once again, this does not have a necessity. So you have about these skill points. I would say I would go for this skill build nonetheless. Now you have enough for your Hongmoon skill as well. And these are all the necessary skills. Now all of the rest is just purely for your own preference. And at this point, you can just play around with some of the skills. Some people, like I said, they like the Spinal Tap. Some people like Shadow Drain on a dark build. Some people like the Decoy because they really need it. You can take points out of the Smoke Screen because you're not always going to be in hide. So this may not even be the most useful. And if you're lacking skill points or chi region, you can actually go for this way. And there's multiple ways that you can throw this down to make it work. There's not a single set skill build that works the best for a single case. You know, it just changes over time. Depending on what boss you're facing, what skills you'll be needing. And I'm actually, like the sneak attack, this one is actually somewhat necessary because on Yeti, for instance, you want to have the stun. But the thing is, if you want to have the stun, what you can also do is get your Spinal Tap up in here so you don't get out of hide, and use the Lightning Rod instead so you don't need the daze. And if you want to have a lower cooldown on this to make the stun worthwhile every single time, then this could be a possibility on a dark build, for instance, on Yeti. So it does change up for most of the time, but you need to know on what to prioritize. So the skills that I would prioritize would be all of these that are currently here. This one is not even that useful. I like my Shunpo, nonetheless. You gotta have that extra iframe everywhere. And now I have 11 skill points left. Take into account I'm going to use 4 skill points for Hongmoon and Hongmoon, so that would leave me with 7 skill point minus 1 because I'm 1 Hongmoon level up on that. So judging by that fact, I have 6 skill points left that you can distribute overall, but this would be the base of my dark build. Now for PvP, this is a whole nother ball game. So what you're going to do is, let me retain everything and look at whatever people need. Now, first off, the controversy, going fighting spirit, it is all funny and all good, and you can one-shot people with it. Is it viable? Maybe. Some people can make it work. I like my iframes and my escapes and my mind games that I can do with it. That way I can play just way more aggressive because I have more escapes, right? So to me, as a player, I know what I like, and in this case, I would never take fighting spirit unless I am up against Bomanis and I want to one-shot people, want to show people the one-shot builds. Now, let's get it started for some skills that are necessary. Once again, the stealth into tier 1 is good enough unless you're up against, let's say, a blade master that can, or a limb blade master that can grab you, a summoner that can grab you, and basically one-shot you. So there's room to play for this, but the most basic of basic skills would be this. The webbing, you need it for a combo. Close shave would be necessary. Shadow dash is a necessity. Shadow drain into close sweep. I like the days most of the time, so I'm going for the days. Decoy, this one is the most necessary skill out of anything. It's just amazing. Really love this skill. Venom swarm, there we go. I like this skill as well. Some people tend to do this, but it's not necessary. Let me just show some of the necessary skills, and you need to change something up later on into the game. If you get this one, it's pretty good. Like my smoke screen, like this, like that. There we go, Shunpo. And I'm going to explain to you what skills and why. So this would be what I tend to take every single time on a skill build. Now I have 2 points left that I can distribute somewhere where I want it to, and take it into account. It is a -1, so if you go for a build for PvP, I'd go for this, and I'm going to explain to you why. Now the webbing is pretty obvious. You need it for the skill or the combos. Now the days, the tab skill, getting out of grabs and everything. This way I never forget it. Because I have times where I actually forget the skill, putting it down to a good way. Whoa, I'm actually not having one skill that I use very often as well. So in taking that into account, this one is not that necessary. I'd rather take the days. And there we go. Now, I basically have everything that I possibly want within a skill build right now. Some things I can change up if I wanted to. But the close shave for the combo, I like my cyclone sweep into a daze against certain characters, but you can change it up over time every single time. So for instance, against summoners, you could pick this. Against warlocks, you can pick this as well. You can get a cyclone sweep for knockdowns against destroyers that spin around. Same for limb blade masters that spin around. So this is one of those things that I changed up according to the matchup. Shadow dash, this thing is just lowering the cooldown, which is very good. The landmine is an occasion. You don't really need this, so these are points that you can distribute somewhere else. I'm going to talk to you about this in a little bit. Smoke screen, I like myself the iframe. What you can change up is go for the extra heal. Some people use this against summoners and force masters, but they can still grab you out of it. I like my extra hide, so judging by that, I'd rather take the extra hide, the extra iframe, instead of having the extra heal. Lotus of Fury, some people go into the stuns, but this class has so many stuns, I don't think it is actually necessary to go there unless you want to one-shot people, because I'm going to show you guys the one-shot build as well. Let's see, so Lotus Fury for the iframes, Lotus of Escape to actually escape every single thing that you want to just go out of. The Spinal Tab, this is a must-have against guarding classes. If there's no guard on a class, for instance, like a Destroyer does have a guard, but Limb Blade Masters don't. Let's see. Force Masters don't have a guard. Every class that doesn't have a guard, you can actually get these points out of. If they do have a guard, I recommend this. Aside from that, there are some ways that you can play around with this. The Venom Swarm, you can change this up into a Choke Bomb depending on what class you're facing. Most of the time I take Venom Swarm against guarding classes. For instance, a Blade Master is very useful to use this against. Same for Kung Fu Master. For some reason, some people like it against, what is it called? Assassins as well, but what I like against assassins is different. I'd rather take poison breath like this, so the moment they get into hide I can just spray myself around and get them out of hide. This is probably one of the best skills that you can use against an assassin if you want to keep it that aggressive motion, right? What some people tend to use as well against assassins is Ice Mine. I don't like it. It does help, but like I said, I don't like it. So there's multiple ways that you can go around it. The sidestep left, obviously, this is not a necessary skill, but I do tend to like it against destroyers, then blade masters, force masters for one reason only. If they spin around and I want to get myself into hide, I could just Q, then E straight afterward, and use the iframe on the E to not get myself blown out of hide, and that way I can stay into hide and either take an aggressive note, use my cyclo sweep, or use anything else to go aggressive, or just lame it out and stay into hide for that extra amount of seconds and just run the fuck away. So there's multiple ways to use this, but I like my sidestep left. Same for the Shrimpo on the resist. 3 points into it is definitely not necessary because it only readies Lightning Stride, which you will probably never use unless you are having people into a combo. So yeah, there's no resistance on there. And there's a few skills that are less prioritized by me. What you can do is get the time bomb, get the detonation, and this can actually work for some of the classes, but not all of them. Like if you look at the debuff timer, people can double back this easily. But once again, I don't really prioritize the skill because I don't use it all that much, and it's really situational. So if you don't have enough points, I would not be taking this skill. What you can also do against destroyers, limb blade masters that spin around, you can spec this one into a knockdown so you can get them out of their twirling motions. That is one of the ways that you can do it. Once again, not prioritized, but there are multiple ways where you can use this. Now, if you want to get a one-shot build, and I'm going to show you guys this once, and I'm going to show it into another video how much HP this is taking from other people. So you take Fighting Spirit into this, Lotus Fury into Lotus Kick, and you take Shadow Slash into the tier first. Now, here's the thing. How this basically works. If you combine a stun with a daze, you will do an X amount of extra damage. If you use Lotus of Escape, you will grant yourself more critical damage and more critical chance, meaning that you will actually hurt the person very, very badly. So what you can do is if you stun a person, make sure that his roll is done. You decoy into your F button, so the swift step. Then straight away, what you can use is Lotus of Escape into Lotus Fury. That means you will have the crit buff and a 3-second 3-second stun. After the 3-second stun, you can Shadow Slash into double back into Lightning Stride, and believe me, I will show it into a video. This will one-shot almost everybody. It is fucking insane. Alright, so that basically concludes on the skill build path. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I showed a little bit of insight on what to do and what to take. So yeah, this was Twavy. Peace.